Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom, and welcome to another impromptu episode of the Just Sing podcast. Today, I have a special guest with me, and we're going to be talking about a variety of things, but mainly is going to be like driven off of the perspective of women seeking advice from men who don't like them, in a sense. And not only that, but from men who like them too. We're not just going to stick on that aspect of them not liking the women, but we definitely want to focus on why that is the case and what happens and what leads women to being drawn to taking advice from men who really don't like them, which ends up, creating one side of a level of insecurity, narcissism, low key, and then another side of like further damaging their self-esteem because it's like they be talking crazy to these women, and it's weird. But before I dive in, let me allow you guys to get a glimpse of my guest who will be, vibing with me as we go in today. Miss Alicia, could you introduce yourself?
Hi, yes, my name is Alicia, and I recently started a podcast called Crohn's. And I come from the perspective as because I'm a mother, I'm a single woman, and I was raised by a single father my entire life. I never had a mother. And so I come from the perspective as a female in a modern world but being raised by my father. And so it caused me to start my podcast Crohn's because I feel like women today have it like really hard. And so I like to be the support for women, that voice for women that, like me, never had a mother or don't have that immediate support system of friends that have the standards that women may necessarily have the standards in dating. And I just like to be a support. So I like to help women like elevate their mind and set standards for themselves. And so I'm at Crohn's, Cronez. That's the name. And my Instagram is at Crohn's, and it's Cronez. And I have a private Facebook group for women only, and that is Crohn's as well. And I also have a page that anyone can like, and it's Crohn's as well. So yeah, that's the brand Crohn's, and it actually has a story behind it. It's from the goddess aspect, and the crone is the aspect of the. It gets a bad rap because if you look it up by definition, it says a ugly old woman, and a crone is just really the aspect of when a woman goes like through her menopause. And I'm not there yet, but I'm here to put another spin on that because every woman in every stage I feel as though needs to own that crone energy and stand on their wisdom, and so that's what I'm here to represent.
Okay. I rocks with it. I rocks with it. Um, as far as you guys on my side, you guys already know who I am. But for those that are coming from the Crohn's podcast perspective, I am Racine McGee. My podcast is the Just Seen Podcast. And you can find me on Instagram at _just_seen_ and click the link in the bio to get all things that are just seen. Um, I pretty much am just eclectic person. I do all kinds of things. I write books. I day trade. I teach people how to day trade. I teach people how to transition into the plant-based lifestyle. I podcast. I kind of do a lot of things, but at the core, it's just me, which is why podcast is just seen. Um, so that's a little bit about me. We're gonna take a quick break because I know you guys don't want to hear us, talking about the intro for too long. But like I said, we're gonna be getting into the perspective of women seeking advice from men and exploring that more and unpacking that more and why it develops, more so in our communities and more so amongst the sisters. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to dive into, y'all know how I am with the name. So we'll have a name by the time we actually have it delivered. But for right now, it's an impromptu pop-up. Oh yeah, and don't forget to visit IamJustSeen.com. There, you can get all things Just Seen. You want to add the So Frail series to your library? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You want to learn how to master the market for series trading and investing?
visit IamJustSeen.com. You want to get your hands on some exclusive merch like tees, hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, bags, visit IamJustSeen.com. Are you thinking about transitioning into the plant-based lifestyle? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You ever want to just chat with Seen about anything from simple advice to mentorship? Visit IamJustSeen.com. Anything and everything that is me, you can find at IamJustSeen.com. So just take a quick peek into my world and see why being just seen is nothing less but always more. Because you never really know what you need until you see it. You will never see it unless you visit IamJustSeen.com.
All right, welcome back. And without further ado, we're just gonna dive straight into it. So the first topic, we're gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Why do women seek advice from damaging men? I don't really think that it's women intentionally seek advice from damaging men. I think it's just that it's a familiar energy. And I say that because, like, when I look at how these guys talk to it's like they keep coming back to these same dudes. It's like, yo, I don't like the way he talk, but he's real, or he's this and he's that. But it's like, I see another side of it where women say, well, these dudes are so rude, they're disrespectful and everything. So it makes me wonder, some women, I'm not gonna say all, but do some women only take advice from rude people? Are you only able to resonate with being receptive to things when it is rude to you? You know, and that is something that I always wondered. And it's like, I see a parallelism in it because, you know, I look more so at, you know, childhood, you know, my childhood days, you know, involving myself with women. It's like the women I was actually nice to, it was like, oh, he's too nice. But when I dogged about and I was wrong, it's like they made them want me more. So is there some kind of connection in that, in which women are now going to seek advice from men at their older ages because of that same principle, that same underlying tone? Does that make sense?
It does. And I speaking for myself, and I'm gonna be honest, I actually shared a what's his name, Kevin Samuels. I shared his clip in one of my groups, but I'm gonna be honest, it's a group that are into being treated well. So it's pretty much a group that are into sugar daddies. And so, but I shared it in that group for critique. So me personally, if I'm seeking advice from a man like Kevin Samuels, it's only to elevate myself to get the type of man that I probably wouldn't necessarily get. So I get the view that the women are coming from, and well, some women, but at the same time, it's like, you know, that like you said, that's for a certain type of woman. The average woman though is not looking for advice from him. You know, the average woman, they seek out this advice just to see what men are talking about, to see what they have to fix internally. Like I'll use, for instance, like if I go on my time, like I went on my time, if I go on my timeline, they're always clowning women. If you have no ass, stay inside this summer. So we on this timeline, we seeing this stuff, like these guys, random guys are saying these things. And it's like, these are the things that cause insecurities in women. And these are the things that cause women and go and get like surgeries and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, from my own experience, when I do look outside and when I do listen to outside advice from men, it's just to me personally, I use that as a weapon to not lean on my emotions in dating. It just creates a block, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying it creates a block when you are seeking out women. I mean, men like Kevin Samuels to get advice from. That's what it does. It kind of creates like a it doesn't create a human. You're creating like a image that you want to portray to someone. You know what I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I got you. It's developing an object, because it's like, you got to ask yourself, are these women that are going to this that are seeking advice, are they really trying to seek advice to make themselves better, or to be more appealing for what a man wants? Because it's like, it seems like the two things go hand in hand almost sometimes, but they're totally different. Like, it's like, are women actually trying to be better, or are they just trying to get a man?
It's trying to be better, but when if we're seeking out to a man, and I'm just being honest, when I, like I said, when I share his material, it was in a group for women that want men of value, but not necessarily him. Like, you know, just men of means. And so they feel as though a man critiquing them, and if they turn into this perfect woman, then they will be able to get, you know, the exact man that they want. Now, I don't mean that that man is going to treat them the way that they want, but they will probably be able to get the material things out of him that they want. So, yeah.
That's, I mean, I feel like, but with that, it's like, it's almost like a double-edged sword, because it's like when women are seeking, you know, like they're seeking from a man they're not even wanting, and a man that doesn't even want them, what type of man, a woman they should be. Like, you know, these things are like general cookie cutter things. Like, women, this is what men like. And you're not asking the actual man you're interested in what he likes or what he feels is a certain woman, you know what I'm saying, a certain value of a woman. It's like, I'm asking a motherfucker that I don't even fuck with. Like, I don't even like, on a regular day, no funny shit, but on a regular day, all of the women that are seeking advice from Kevin Samuels, they would not date Kevin Samuels. So at what point does his opinion really matter to the facts of your own life?
Right.
You feel me? And it's like, that's where it's starting to become damaging, because it's like, these women say, okay, I like this particular man, or whatever the case may be, rather than going to that man and, you know, picking his brain about the type of woman he wants. And then, you know, I'm not saying conform. Well, in a sense, it is going to be conforming to what that man wants, because Kevin Samuel would just, and all of these gurus are making you conform to a general consensus of a man. None of us are that man. Like, on a real tip with it, none of the general man that they tell you that you're supposed to work for and be for, that's not him. None of us are him, because we all have our intricacies. We all have our own things that we're working on, that we're trying to, you know, that appeal to us, that don't appeal to us, that take us out of the general aspect. So you can be applying a general situation to your life, wanting a specific man, and that specific man isn't even tied to that generality. You feel me?
Right. Yes, I most certainly do. I would never seek out advice from me personally. I wouldn't seek out advice from an image consultant, because an image consultant is just that, like an image. So whose image are you going after? You know what I'm saying? Whose image are you trying to look at? Whose image are you trying to appeal to? So me personally, what I found is, and what I like to you know, confirm and affirm to women, is like, it's all about confidence. From my experience, it's never been about a look. It's always been about confidence. As from my own experience, it's always been like a confidence thing. The most confident person always wins. So no matter what a person looks like, you can look like, I don't care, you can go and get everything done, but next to a confident person, you can't stand.
Yeah, the essence is always gonna kill how good somebody looks, like, every time. And it's interesting you said that too, like with the Kevin Samuels being an image consultant, and it's like, and he's promoting an image, not an essence. He's promoting an image. So the high value man is an image. The quote unquote high value man, it's an image. It's how you look on the outside. You feel me? But you ain't got much on the inside to bring to the table, other than arguing and trying to set yourself apart. You know what I'm saying? And it comes into a syndrome where it's like, now, if I feel personally, and this is just as a man who has found himself, if I, as a man, am taking advice from somebody that is not me, that does not know me, that is telling me that I need to be a certain way, then I, one, don't know who I am, and two, I am only going to stick within a pool of, like a dating pool of people who are not what I'm looking for. And that's what happens to a lot of us too, because it's like, we're taking all of this advice from motherfuckers, and nobody's able to cater to your specific person or to you as an individual. So you now generalize, and now you're looking for a general thing. That's everywhere. That's going to be everywhere. the specific thing that caters to you, it revolves around like knowing who you are, that person knowing who they are, and y'all coming together. Does that make sense?
It does. It's all about a mind. It's all about a mind thing. So I think it's important as women to, most importantly, have your mental in order, have your mind in order. And once you have your mind in order, once you are in order, you're going to attract very much what you want. So
That is true.
it's just like you have to have your mind in order and stay focused, because trust and believe, when you're getting yourself in order, you're going to have people to test you. Like, come on now, people are going to test you. And that's where it comes in with women. And because I'm a woman and I'm not perfect, that's why I have the platform that I have. Like, and you think the platform I have, that people from my past and people that's just now recognizing or know who I am, you think that they're not going to come try left field to try to come at any way to just try to knock me down or to try to break my confidence? Yes, because I'm a woman and these are the things that we experience. And so it's important to, as women, and I'll always say, set our standards and stick to them. And once we set our standards and just stick to them and keep working on ourselves. And when I say work on ourselves, work on our mental, and everything else fall into place. Because once you work on your mental, you'll want to work on your body and you'll want to work on everything else, because it's like your mental was in order.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like, you'll attract, but it's up to you to, once you start attracting and rising, like when you elevate, it's static on the way up. It ain't no clear ride like a real, no, it's going to be static.
Facts.
Stuff that you gotta go through to get above. That smoke won't have to clear, but it all comes with it. It's all about, we need to keep our minds focused and control what we allow into our mind. Like, don't let these outside people like Kevin Samuels and these random guys scroll on our timeline that don't even have a goal. Like, he's on the internet talking about don't come outside if your butt is flat. Like, are you serious?
Right.
And these are the things that we have to see on a regular basis. And like, oh God. And it's not just one guy, it's lots of guys that take jabs and,
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
Like, if you're working on your mental and you're seeing this, that's why it's important to control our mind and just like even unplug from social media, because it's like that stuff will tear at your confidence. It's important that we remain confident, because that's the best thing we could wear. Confident, you can magnetize anything to you. You'll be surprised off a positive, clear mind, which you can magnetize to you.
True. And with that, with the magnetizing of the things in your mind when your mind is solid, and you mentioned something as well, and I think these two things go hand in hand, which was standards. I know you can't speak on the collective, but when it comes to the standards, tying in and going into piggybacking off of why women are seeking advice, are the standards in essence unrealistic?
No, listen, standards can be so simple. And as soon as somebody, the first time, this is what we need to normalize. The first time somebody don't meet your standards, be done with them. And standards, it can be as simple as, please don't text me after 9 p.m. And this person constantly texting you or calling you, be done, because they're going to keep trying to see how they can manipulate. And then that'll determine, oh, she doesn't really have those standards. Standards can be simple. And that's what I teach on my platform. You don't have to have these standards. Oh, I want a man that makes six figures. In all actuality, I think women should, because six figures in today's day and age is not that hard to come by. But it could be standards as far as if you have a significant other, or if you're talking to other women, please let me know. I prefer you to be straight up and honest. And soon as that you see that person not honest, be done with them. Because if you're at this talking stage and they can't be honest, be done, because that's the standard. Be done. Be done.
True.
normalize being done when someone doesn't meet a simple standard as when you first meet each other and you exchange numbers and you're talking and this individual informs you that they're single and you later find out, no, he's not necessarily single, but he's not in a relationship. He talks to other people. Be done, because he could have been honest and said, yes, I talk to individuals, but I'm not in a serious relationship. Be done, because we're adults and people just need to have clear communication. And I feel like when you do that, people will learn to not play with you. And then your standards are set and you keep moving. And then when you don't settle, you get what you want.
Okay. So with that being said, I gotta play the devil's advocate for my brothers because I know they listening.
Yeah.
With the standards that are set, are the standards the reality for the person that has the standards?
That's like, what everybody needs to set their own standards. Standards is not across the board. Everyone should have their own unique standards that when you meet an individual, if they do not set your individual unique standards, be done.
Okay, true indeed. But is it a requirement that those standards that you have for other people, are they a reality for yourself? You know, for example, like you said, ideally, you know, a man that's making, you know, six figures, you know, it's like, are you making six figures? Like, how can you even expect something or want something that you can't do for yourself? So when it comes to the standards, like, do you embody the standards that you have?
Well, see, when we start talking about finances and women, now that's two separate things. See, as a woman, I feel as though a woman doesn't need to make anything. If a man to be with a man that's making six figures, I don't feel if a woman wants a man to make six figures and she just 18, 19-year-old starting out, not making anything, she should be able to have that. You know why? Because she has a womb. She can manifest that. We can manifest that way. We can manifest through our wombs for anything that we want. So yeah, when we start talking about women and men standards, see now, finances, now we about to go metaphysical on you.
I mean, let's do it. This platform is open for that. Okay. Because at the beginning, at the end and the beginning of the day, like this is where it ties in, where the conversation always kind of shifts and gets, you know, kind of uneasy, because with the finances, it's always, as the man being, you know, protector and provider, you making six figures, she doesn't like the premise that you just used was that, okay, well, she has a womb, she can manifest anything in reality. By that logic, every woman has a womb. There's six-figure wombs. There's six-figure wombs, five-figure wombs. And it's like the fact that we have to coincide with each other, and that's the only thing. Now, what does that say as far as, you know, of the man's side, the protecting and providing part? Because is that saying that the only thing that matters is the womb? And what I mean by that, I mean physically, not on the other aspects too. I mean physically, like really the vagina. Like,
so when I say womb, I say that to say this, and I had an episode to actually teach how to manifest for women to use like their menstruation cycle, using, you know, their specific cycles. And so pretty much, yeah, any woman that has a womb, necessarily, like as women, we shouldn't work because we have wombs, because that prohibits us from actually manifesting, like, because we magnetize through our wombs. So it's like pretty much when we set our intentions and everything through our wombs, and if we're properly, you know, our environments are conducive of good manifestations, like every 30 days, we should be able to manifest with ease without an issue. You see what I'm saying? Like, so whether a woman is in a relationship or not, a woman with a womb, she can manifest whatever she wants. So you get what I'm saying?
Like, I get exactly what you're saying. So with that, I'm gonna piggyback then. If that's the case, then if a woman,
the average woman we're not taught this, is the thing. We're not taught this. The average woman don't know that. And it wasn't recently that I came in tune with my own cycles. I've always been a manifester, but I didn't know my entire life that I should have been manifesting through cycles, through my cycles from the first day I got my cycle at 14. We should be taught from initiation. As soon as we get that initiation, it's a cycle, and it's a life cycle that we should be manifesting through each cycle, and it's not taught that.
The rites of passage is definitely, you're right. It's definitely not taught. It's definitely not taught, and you find it out late. So with that being said, though, I just want to, again, I'm still playing devil's advocate. I'm not picking sides. I'm just walking the fence. So with that being said, would it be more fruitful for a woman to not seek a man that has 6 figures, but deal with a man who's say making 5 figures, making even 4 figures? Because if the womb is manifesting and she's able to rock with him, shouldn't they not be able to generate 6 figures together?
Exactly.
And would that not be more lucrative?
You are absolutely right. This is the thing. It's in choosing a partner, because you're right. And that's what I say. Women are naturally, we are what I call ourselves personal genies. I said, if men are smart, they will get a woman and not, cause all the excess outside to her womb. So that, yeah, you're right. Manifest 7 and 8 figures. That's what billionaires do. That's why they're married. That's why people with money have wives. That's why people that are successful, they have a lot of women around them, because even if they don't have one particular, they know to have the womb of women constantly sending that love, using that maternal love. People play on our maternal love, the higher ups, because they know that through the womb is how everything is manifested.
Right. Of course, without a doubt. So with that being said, though, we also just addressed that a lot of the women don't know how to do this. So why, if your manifestation, or if you have not learned, or if you have not been in tune with that actual energy, that, that divine energy, that divine feminine energy of multiplication, of, all of this development, why should you be entitled to receiving like that? I'm not saying entitled in the sense of, you may or may not deserve it, but it's like, if this man has put in all of the work without a womb, you feel me? There was no womb that led him to this creation. He knows how to do all of these things himself. Now, I get the womb is going to be able to multiply. At what point does she actually serve a purpose in his life?
Well, see, I'm not a man, so I can't speak on how he got there. He may have used the womb of someone else to get to where he got. He may have used the love of whatever feminine energy in his life, because you have to have, unless he cultivated his own. That's what I was
going with that. Like, if he has the capacity, and he's already used the capacity of his own feminine energy, he already knows the power of it, right? Now it changes the narrative, because it's like, when that happens, because a lot of men that have reached that point and they're quote unquote, oh, they're still single, something's off with them, they try to give a stigma that, they try to give a stigma of what it really is that just happened. It's like, he doesn't have a woman in his life, something must be wrong with him. Nah, he used his feminine energy well, and he knew how to manifest that. So it's like, I know how to use both of these dynamics. How will you benefit? Like, because that's what we have to look at. Like, right. But that's one of the things is how
that's when men like that. That's when you have men that are aware. Those are the men that they have those standards, and they pick women, and those type men, I don't usually find them picking women by what they make, because at that point that's like when a man is looking for a woman by what she makes, that's like that's like two masculines. Like, when a man has already established himself, they usually say they're looking for someone that, like, I'm using an example of this one particular guy. He was 47 years old. What is his name? He was on Kendra G Media's page, and I had commented, and he commented back to me. He was 47 years old, and he was established, but he was looking for a woman that was 25 to 35 or 37. And he wanted them to, be able to have kids and all this stuff. See what I'm saying? So when they establish this, like, they have requirements to where they go younger, and they're not necessarily they're looking for a look. They're not looking for the woman that has established herself.
Yeah, that's a double-edged sword because it's like it depends on because from a man's perspective, it depends on what that man is going for. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Because if it is off of some image shit, then it could be okay. If she doesn't have anything, then I can control her, manipulate her. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Got to play both sides because on
I
the
mean,
other
at
side,
least
it
you
could very
being
well
real.
be.
But
It
you
could
being
very
real.
well. Go ahead.
But you being real. You being real.
Yeah, because I got to like I don't want it to seem like it's like because all of these guys are just good guys and they're getting the young like nah. Sometimes you get with the younger girl because it's easier. You get with the woman who's at that point of desperation because it's easier because it doesn't really require much. So you're right. It does have two masculine energies where it's like is worried about a man not really worried about what she can make. However, every man is always worried about what she can create, not just from her physical womb, but in reality. If I give her the raw materials for anything, can she multiply it for me? If I'm not like, I need to be able to see you do that in your own life. It's not a matter of, you matching my money or matching my drive, matching my hustle. Can you harmonize with me enough to where when because I look at it like this, when we talk about submission and women submitting everything, that's not a real reality. The reality is harmony in which the woman submits her masculine to a masculine man. The man submits his feminine to the feminine woman, and they balance. You feel me? They bring harmony together. So when that happens, the man is like, okay, creation has a duality. Either they're going to create or they're going to destroy. If I'm not watching you create anything in your life, it's not about matching what I make, but can you match my level of creation? Because if you can't do that, then it's like, what is there? And this is where the argument is coming in because the women that are necessarily not in that creative space, like you said, a lot of women don't know how to use their womb in the monthly cycles to manifest things. So if they're not doing this on a 30-day basis and I'm trying to create for generations on out, then why should we even be having a conversation where she feels she should be dealing with somebody with six figures when she can't even create within her own realm? She doesn't have to make six figures, but she has to be able to create six-figure worth of energy.
But I only find conversations where men talk about what a woman make with it be usually black guys and guys that really don't make anything because our General Motors, for instance, okay, I could make six figures easily. My coworkers was making six figures. They wasn't looking for most of them was just looking for a good time. Like guys that make that type of money, they're not looking for women that making that. They just looking for somebody that look good. Guys that make six figures that I know, they are not out here asking no woman what they make. They out here trying to see who looking good. That's my personal experience. The people that I find they don't make that. They making something less and they're looking for somebody
That's a
to
fact.
do.
That's a fact. I can't lie about it. Like the high value man ain't even high value.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nah, because I'm telling you, the people that make six figures that I know ain't near one of them was looking for regular girls that look good. And when I had one of a female coworker tried to say, oh, you're down. She actually came out of her mouth to say, you're downgrading. She works such and such. I looked at her and was like, girl, these are men. I had to tell a woman this because she was looking at, and they were looking at her and I'm looking at her like they all make six figures. They looking at you like, what? They just want some tail. Okay. They want some ass. They do not care about what somebody is making. So all them that's worried about what somebody is making, those are the ones that want to manipulate and see what they can get out of the deal. That's the way I see it.
Well, when you break it down, then both forms of manipulation in a sense, because if on one hand you have the six-figure guys, and this like the more money, it's like, yo, at the end of the day, I just want some butt, like, you feel me? So I'm gonna get with the women who really don't have shit because they're not leaving. They're not throwing in the towel. They want sugar daddies. They want somebody to take care of them. They're not going anywhere. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. You feel what I'm saying? You can't do that with a woman who got power and she can walk away. You feel what I'm saying? She got equal power with you. Now, off the other side of that, tying that back into the manipulation aspect too, wanting to see what a woman makes, sometimes it's not so simple as, well, I mean, it is as simple as this, but sometimes there's also that dynamic of, I make this because it's like, I have earned this. You feel me?
Guys aim higher all the time. That's my
Say again?
Guys aim higher all the time. You could get a bum trying to talk to a woman that they know damn well they ain't got no business. Guys aim higher. Women should aim even higher. If a woman make 20,000, she should be aiming for a man that make 120,000. That's how I feel.
Right. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with aiming higher. But when you hit the target, you got to deal with what comes with the target. You feel what I'm saying? That's one of the aspects of what they're leaving out. These high value men that women want, the empty shells. Yeah, they got the 6 figures. Yeah, they can take care of home. Yeah, they can do this, but he's going to not care. He's going to be done with you when he's done. When your body starts changing and you have the kids, if you have them, when you start to quote unquote let yourself go, when you are not able to be your full self, yeah, now it's going to be a problem for you. It's like, you don't love me. He never loved you for you. You felt good you looked good on his arm, but you never felt good to his soul.
All right. Look. The markets are not a difficult place to understand. All right. You just have to know what you're looking at. And there's 5 things that you need to see before you can make any market entry. First, you need a pocket so you can know which direction the market is going in. Second, you need a pullback so you can get the better price. Third, you need a battlefield so you can see when that market movement is slowing down. Fourth, you need the upper hand so you can see when the market reactivates. And last, you need a final push so you can see the exact moment when it's time to go with the direction you are already moving in. Okay? Of course, there's so much more that has to go into that, and it's not as cut and dry as that. But those are things that I teach in my Mastering the Market course. So if you would like to learn more, please visit IamJustSing.com and check out the Mastering the Market course today. Although it is directed and specialized for Forex, all of the skills, I crafted them to be transferable to any market that you're looking at. So again, visit IamJustSing.com and check out the Mastering the Market course today if you are truly looking to master the market.
Right. So you can be replaced at that point. So that's one of the aspects of this high value stuff they're not talking about. When he's done, he's done. Then what you gonna do? Well, now where you gonna go?
6 figure is not high value.
I'm not talking. I know that, but that's what they're calling a high value man. Anybody that's making over 6 figures is in the top 10%. Dad, I don't watch this motherfucker so much I can quote the shit he's saying. So it's like when they talk about that high value person,
consider high value.
Say again?
What did he consider high value?
He was saying a high value man is somebody who is in the top 10% of earners. So they make 6 figures and 6 figures or more, or whatever the case may be, between like 35 and 45 or some crazy shit like that, some number like that. But that's the top 10%. You feel me? So it's like, now let's add the aspect of that top 10% to dealing with carnal men, like men that solely just want to fuck. Like, you're not getting no substance out of that. That's the man you want. Like, and now it ties into quote unquote selling your soul. Because now you're putting a price on your shit to be in a relationship with a motherfucker who really has no capacity for you. Mm. Yeah, he makes the money. Yeah, you can, your womb can do the manifesting and everything like that. But when he's done, he's done. What are you going to do with that? No,
but that's not that. I'm not talking about them men that's on the upper. I'm talking about the men that's in a regular 100,000 that's living in a neighborhood like I live in. I live in a neighborhood that's decent. That, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about my own tax bracket of guys that I know, 6 figure, they regular. So we're not talking about them Kevin Samuel types. I'm talking about the regular black dude that makes 6 figures. And they're not looking for no woman. They're not. They just require a woman that look good and that's confident. They ain't looking for they not. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I mean by when they're done, they done. They don't want the attachments and the long-term shit. And that's what the women that are looking for these type of men want. Do they not? Like they're wanting the six-figure man. They wanted the man to be able to protect and provide and take care of home, but they want that shit for longevity. He just he
But what
wants right
saying,
now.
you can. But what I'm saying is, at today's day and age, you can have a six-figure man that y'all in a real relationship with, because the way that society is now today, 2021, it's plenty of black guys that I know are making six figures, and as long as you look good and are confident, you can get with that man. So all that, I ain't talking on no Kevin Samuels. I'm talking about on him. I don't know what you make. You know what I'm saying, but on
now I'm shifting it back to what you're talking about, though. Like, if you're saying that all of these men want is somebody who looks good, that takes out the women who don't.
Well, what I'm saying is confident, because let me tell you, when I'm with my coworkers, don't they wives and don't look like what you think? So this is what I'm saying. It's all about confidence.
Okay. So now we're gonna add another layer to that. You said their wives don't look like what I think, and guess what? Those wives ain't going nowhere.
No, but I mean, and it's not that they bad looking either. They're just women that, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm coming from this is my perspective that I'm coming from for women.
I'm rocking with you.
My thing is for women is we could have what we want to have as long as our mind is clear, we can manifest that. You don't have to go and get nothing done, is what I'm saying. You can be just confident in your mind, and you will be able to magnetize that to you, period. You don't have to go and get nothing done except work on your mind, and you can magnetize that six-figure man. That's the angle I'm coming from.
I got you, and I'm trying to rock with you.
But I also know the type of women that do go and get work done, so they can go and get them high value men. I ain't talking about the high value men right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the regular six-figure men, the women that I want to help on my podcast. You feel me? That's the women that I want to talk to. I ain't even talking to them women no more, because they don't really matter, because we already agreed that they want that type man, because they don't want to be tied to the emotion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking to the women that want to have a real emotional connection with a person, but they need to clear their minds first, and they can have that six-figure man. And that's why I keep saying about, like my coworkers, they make six figures. Some of them single. If it's a confident woman out there and your mind clear, you can magnetize him to you. That's all I'm saying.
All right, but we got to go from that point though. After magnetizing to you, can you keep them?
Yeah,
that's the next thing. Can you keep them?
Well, I hope so. I'm helping you get there. You gotta do the
rest. You feel me? Like that's what I was getting at though. So it's like the shell of the shit that they talk about with the man that's okay. You want a man that's making over six figures? Yeah, you can get them, but can you keep them? Because there's the competition at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when the quote unquote competition comes in. Now, if that man is really for you and he's, manifesting you too, it ain't no competition. He wants who he wants. He wants what he wants. But then when you have that aspect where it's like how you were mentioning, some men just want a woman that looks good. Like, can you keep that motherfucker who just want a woman that looks good, or is he going to be on to the next one where you no longer look like that anymore?
Well, all I'm saying is I'm single and I'm 42. Okay. And I myself didn't want to get married at a young age, because I knew that I didn't want to be tied down with no one person, because I knew that wasn't realistic for me. Mm-hmm. So now that I am looking for that, I am not saying that I'm looking now. I am in a position where I'm like, okay, I would be willing to get married. Me personally, my perspective on relationships is respect thing, because I feel like men are always going to have wandering eyes. That I feel like people have wandering eyes. When you see something or somebody that looks good, you want to look. All that trying to control with how a man is that man going to be faithful or not. My thing is this: is if a man marries me and I'm good in my household, and I'm good in my household, I'm good in my household. Like, I've never been worried about keeping no man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I get rid of men that, if, after a while I don't see any progression, I'm the type of woman that I reflect on relationships after a certain amount of time. And if I don't see it serving me, I let it go. So, I mean, that's just me personally. Like, I'm not the type of woman that's going to be sitting here like, oh, my husband, and I'm gonna be married and he's going to be faithful and I'm gonna make sure. Not like, you never know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is you can enjoy whatever you have. And when you do get in a relationship or you do get married, enjoy what's going on, make the best of that, have that clear mental, and what's going to happen is going to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a control person. I've never been. Mm-hmm. So that's my spin on that. Like, I'm not no control person. So.
Okay.
I don't know how you take that.
I mean, it segued into the next topic. So, we mentioned how when women, you can magnetize them, right? You can magnetize them, but it's on you to keep them. So, with that question, then it's like, what do women do in relationships? Because now we have to address the issue of, okay, these women are magnetizing and they're manifesting these men, but they're still single somehow. They can't get past whether it be the talking phase, whatever. I get it. It's one thing to say, I hear women say, you ain't going, what you doing me to death. And if that's the case, then it's like, now you have to look at how you're manifesting things. Because if you're manifesting somebody who's only one, what you doing you every day, that's a whole different thing. But let's just say you're not. Let's say you're manifesting the type of motherfucker who's the protector and the provider that you're looking for, right? What needs to be done to keep them? Okay, let's eliminate sex. Off rip, let's eliminate sex. I know we talked about the womb being, you can magnetize and manifest every 30 days, but that's off of a sacral energy. But let's remove sex from that as a whole. Yeah. What do women do in relationships?
What do we do in relationships?
Yeah. I mean, I know what women do. This is a podcast. Come on, like, help me out.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not really sure. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do we do in relationships? Like, it's an experience.
Okay, so all right, I flip it like this then. Men protect and provide. They're supposed to make sure the bills are paid. They're supposed to make sure there's security around the house, everything like that. Men build the house, women build the home. So while the man is doing the house and the woman is supposed to be building the home, what exactly do women do?
The nurturing aspects of everything. Like,
okay.
The woman is the damn table. So it's just like a woman is the all. So it's like, I don't even know what you trying to say with a woman. Like, the woman is the all.
All right. So the woman, she has nurturing, sustaining, right? Men is protecting and provision. Women are nurturing and sustaining, right? Now, this nurturing and sustaining, is it comparable to the protection and provision that he's providing?
It's where are you trying to go?
I'm trying to stay in the vein of like, okay, we know what men have to do in a relationship. We know what a woman is doing to magnetize him. We just said that you can magnetize him, but keeping him is a whole nother different thing, right? So keeping him is about what women do in relationships, right? I'm just going off of what you already presented. You said,
I don't think it's necessarily what women do in relationships. I think it's an experience for both, because when you coming from a spiritual aspect, when you are in these relationships, like you're not just in there blindly. Like, it's a mirror.
I got that. And all right, so now let's unpack. Let's flow with that, right? So if it is a mirror, right? This man is doing the protection and provision. He's providing the security for her to create the realm of the manifesting and multiplying and going through her cycles every month to make things greater, make things nurtured and sustained and multiply.
The whole experience. Like, she drew him and she created the experience. She created the experience. If she drew the man, if I whatever man I draw, I created that experience. I created that whole experience.
Okay, so if there's no growth in a relationship, is it the woman's fault? By
If
what you just said.
if it's no growth in relationship,
Yeah. So you just said that she drew him in, she created the whole experience.
it's always growth in relationships.
But this, I know.
Whether you take away whatever, if you decided whatever the individual is, always a growth in relationship. It's like a mirror thing, the masculine and feminine. If the masculine and the feminine is, we both here collectively.
Right. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
Okay.
But I'm just going off of what you're saying. Like, I get the mirror thing. I get all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say that she manifested this, she created this entire situation, right? I know ideally we want there to be growth in relationships. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes there's stagnant points. Sometimes you plateau, you go up in levels. It's not always going to be 100% growth. Then sometimes you can grow in the negative way or decay. You can actually start to do bad for each other. But because of the fact that you said, and you said that women create. Hold on, real quick. I'm just asking a question. You said that women are created the entire experience. She manifested the entire experience. She brought that man in. So if there's no growth or development within the relationship, if it gets stagnant, if it gets stale, is it her fault?
I feel like when you don't just draw in, you draw in who you are. So you both collectively drew in each other. You're not going to draw in what you're not. So it's like, it ain't just the woman, it's you too. It's the man too.
I'm with that. I'm just going off what you said. Like, yo, you literally said that the woman created the entire experience. You said she manifested the man, she brought him in, she created the entire experience. So that's why I'm asking, is it her fault? But then you say, well, no, you guys manifested each other. You can't be like, so it's not her doing all of this stuff, right?
I mean, I don't. You losing me. I mean,
look, all I'm doing is repeating back what you're saying, and I'm trying to get clarity on it, because you said that. You stated that women created the entire space. You said she manifested and magnetized that man to come to her. Is she not?
Right.
Okay. So if she magnetized that man to come to her, she magnetized, quote unquote, the type of man that is the reflection of her. They are now mirrors, right? If there is no growth, if the mirrors cannot develop, if the reflections cannot elevate or develop anything together, is it the woman's fault? Or does it now become both of their dynamic, despite the fact that she created the entire experience?
It become both. But if you want to blame someone, I didn't know anyone had to get a blame for it.
It wasn't about blaming someone, but it was asking, it was connected.
I mean, it sounded like you said, is it her fault? Like, I didn't think it had to be anyone's fault. And so that's why I'm steady building on it, because I'm like, well, does it have to be anyone's fault? I mean, why can't...
I'm not saying that it has to be anybody's fault, but if you're putting it in the context of it being, if it's going to be predicated by the person, it's okay. So here's like this. It's not about placing blame or anything like that. But if you're going to give 100% credit to the entire situation being developed by the woman, then if the good, the bad, the ugly, everything that develops in that is tied to her creative energy, what she's able to create, that will be tied to her.
Right.
That's all I'm asking.
I'll take full. Why I say that is because I take full responsibility for every man that I've ever drew into my life. That's why I'm saying it, because I take full responsibility. I wouldn't say he drew me into him. That's what I drew in, and whatever happened. Obviously, I'm single, so a lot of relationships didn't work for me. I'm not gonna blame them. I look in a relationship and figure out what the hell. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no. But that's just me. Everybody is not like me. You know, people play the blame game. I'm not the one that's going to play I'm not going to sit here and play no blame game, because then that means that you're playing victim. I've never been a victim. Like I said, my mother passed away when I was 2 years old. I could never play a victim in life. I never had nobody to play victim to. So I've always had to own my own shit. So it's like, I ain't never been the one to point no fingers and try to, I mean, I can't say ever. It's been a time in my life where I tried to play a victim, a small period in my life, but that shit ain't work. I had to own my shit and keep it moving. Like, when stuff don't work, I'm the type I want to pick and work. Like, damn, that ain't work out. What the hell? Like, damn, like my last relationship didn't work out. And what I realized is the communication just wasn't there, period. And so now what I did was I went and went and actually got a damn communications coach. Cause I'll be damned if I draw on another person that I can say that didn't know how to communicate. Nah, I'm gonna learn how to communicate better. So that way, you know what I'm saying? At my age, I ain't no way I'm going to be drawing in these people that just don't know how to communicate with me at this age. That's the type of shit I'm on.
Right. Okay. And that's kind of where I'm going with that, because it's like it's mutual. It's not a this is the woman's fault or this is the man's fault. It's the connection that didn't work. The reason why I asked that is because.
But feel me now. Just because I ran and did that, he ain't gonna do that. I'm working on me, but he ain't gonna run and do that.
Right. And that's the part, like that's the part that has nothing to do with the woman. You feel what I mean? And so this is why I brought that up, is because
so now, since you was asking me, you were saying, because I want to go off of what you were saying, because you were saying, so whose fault? So that didn't work out. So whose fault was that? Was that my fault?
I'm not saying it was anybody's fault. That's not the part that I was going with. But that's whose fault? Hold on. Let me answer. You're gonna let me respond? But that's the reason why I asked that question, because it's like that's where the implication was going, that it wasn't his fault. It wasn't mutually exclusive. Like it would never be the man's fault if the relationship doesn't work. Because when you set up that question, when we set up that premise that the woman created the entire experience, she drew that man in. Like from the outside looking in, you hearing that, you're like, oh damn, as a man, it's like, shit, whatever the fuck happened, it's on her. She drew me in. She
she really do.
But at the same time,
we both have the masculine and feminine, but in all actuality, the woman, you into the feminine and masculine, for the most part, women the women is the magnetic force.
Right. And the man is the electric force. I'm 100% with it. But this is the only point that I'm trying to bring light to, is the fact that when saying it like that, it makes it seem as if the man has no responsibility in the relationship. He's just there. Right. So whenever anything happens, anything that develops is going to be based off of, is going to, quote unquote, let me put that in air quotes, is going to be blamed on the woman. As society continues to do right now, they make everything the woman's fault.
Exactly.
The man can never.
We haven't learned the masculine principle. That's because they so busy on the women with the women. They all on a women's cycle. What's the masculine cycle? What is the masculine principle? What we got? What can we lean on for y'all? Y'all know what to lean on for us. What can we lean on for that?
Y'all lean on protection. Hold on, like this, and this is where this is now going to tie back in. Y'all lean on protection and provision. All we have to do is make 6 figures. Like this is what I was really trying to get at, because it's like when that is the case, that's all I have to do is make sure the bills are straight. So now when I ask the question, what do women do in relationships? That now has to, I know what women do in relationships, but now it's like if the man only has to pay the bills, that's it. Right? That means the woman has to take care of the home. She has to take care of the kids when they have them. She has to be like, that's supposed to be a mutual thing. The father should be equally invested in the children. The father should be, the man should be equally invested in the building and the development of the home. The father should be equally invested in these things. Right. But when we divide it and we say all you have to do,
children and all that, now that's a whole nother, like,
all right, we'll take kids out.
Like if a woman had one child and she's with a man, that automatically, that's it. She's to raise and teach that child. Like if it was no school system, that would be her job. Like who would she be if it was nobody in society except that man and woman, and it was his responsibility, and they had to eat and they had a child, he would have to go out and do what he had to do. And the woman would be there caring for the child and raising the child. Like let's bring it back to 1 and 2 basics.
Right, and we can bring it back to the 1 and 2 basics. So now when I ask the question, now we bring it back to the 1 and 2 basics, and you're saying again that men, if they're out doing the thing, everything is on the woman. Like that's what you're implying.
What you saying? If they're out doing the thing, you
said okay. Look, I got you. Hold on, wait. You said if the man is out and he's working, he's doing what he's supposed to do, he's away from the home. The woman is the one that's there. We go back to the 1 and 2 basics. She's the woman that's there. So anything tied to the home is on the woman.
But that ain't how it is. That ain't how it is these days. The woman is working these days.
I know and I'm with that. I'm with that 100%. And I get that now we're going to tie it back. So if we're going back to the 1 and 2 basics and what it is, let's say the woman gets that 6-figure man and she's not supposed to work, because you mentioned that when we first started. She doesn't work. She's just there. What does she do?
Well,
let's say the kid. Let's say there's no kids.
I can't speak for a woman. A woman that knows herself is always going to be creative and going to bring income in her own natural creative abilities. That's the thing that we need to get back to, allowing women to get into their own. And COVID has allowed a lot of women to do that. I see a lot of, I want to shout out all the women that bossed up from COVID. Yes, that ain't have to work and worry about going to work. Like when women do that, that's what I want men to see. Like it's not about like if men would just allow a woman to be home and allow whatever her creative abilities unfold, she'll be so lucrative just off of her natural abilities. But we're not allowed to do that because we have to work and do everything. But if some men recognize that, and I want to shout out the men that do recognize that when they allow a woman to be home, they'll see she'll start doing, no one wants to just sit home and do nothing. Like, come on, let's be realistic. That's tiring. No one wants to sit and do nothing.
That's very true. That's very true.
People want to do what they're passionate about. They just don't have the time to, because the way it's been set up for us as just a people in general. But you know what I'm saying? But I just want to let women know that, you know what I'm saying? If you do have the opportunity to be home, like let your natural abilities work on your mindset and let them natural abilities to unfold, because that's your money is where your passion is. That's your natural God-given abilities.
True indeed. And now this is now we can flip it just slightly, right? So there are women who are in spaces where when she's home, she's supposed to be creative. That's when she's in her feminine space. But then there are women who literally, they want this man, they want this type of protector and provider to do nothing. And from a man's, you may not
one that wanted to do absolutely nothing. Most women I know want to do nothing so they can do what they want to do or what they love to do. I've never met a person that want to do nothing. And if I have ran across women, like I've know cousins that like live in the hood and they got like baby moms that don't want to do nothing. Like, but look at the circumstances, the hood. Think of the mental. It's not together. Mm-hmm. It's not together. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to be realistic about that too. Their mental ain't together.
Right. True indeed.
So that's all I'm saying.
And those are the valid arguments. Those are the arguments that we have to see the disconnect in, because where men are looking at it from the perspective of what is it that she does, they're basing it off of women who don't have that mentality. Well, women are saying, I want to be in this space. They have the mentality, but nobody's communicating what the mentality is. Nobody's communicating that there is a mentality that has to be had. All we seeing are what? The images, because we're getting shit from image consultants. Get with motherfuckers who talk about a fucking image, not a mentality, not a mindset. So where our argument is coming in and where that battle is coming in and where the friction comes in, these men that are quote unquote the high value 6-figure men, they're coming into women and dealing with women who just, okay, when I want a woman who's just to look good, she has no fucking mindset.
Yeah.
Her mindset is trash. I'm going to bounce on to the next chick because she cannot do anything for me. Now, the women with the mindset that want these men, they're not getting them simply because you have a mindset. You're not going to get the man who doesn't want somebody without one.
Right.
You feel me? And that's where we're not talking about. You feel me?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So when I'm asking, so it was never to be offensive when I ask what do women do, but we have to get that uncomfortable aspect out of it, because when you're a man looking for a woman who doesn't have the mindset, literally, what the fuck she gonna do? She gonna run up my bills. She gonna be home doing nothing all the fucking time, and that's gonna turn me off from the women in my space. When you have the woman who's like, if I have the capacity to be here and protected, provided, and made it, like when a woman is secure and she's in a secure space, She creates amazing shit. That's the thing. That's what I meant from that side of what do women do? They will create amazing shit when they have the right protection and provision. There's no denying that. However, that's where the disconnect is, because the women with the mindset, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
They're not meeting with the man who's that, because he don't give a fuck about your mind.
Right.
He don't care.
Mm-hmm.
That's the image. The image is, yeah, I'm a good man. I'm this. I can protect. I can provide. But I don't give a fuck about what you think. I don't give a fuck about what you can create. I don't give a fuck about your cycle being what you can manifest. Fuck that. That don't mean shit to me. I care about the fact that you don't have a mindset and your only focus is on making sure that you look good day in and day out. Then the moment you start letting yourself go, fuck that. I'm out. And I'm not tied to the shit.
And I'm about to throw a little wrench in there and be even more realer. Like,
throw that motherfucker in there.
Because women with the mindset, and I'm gonna be real, because I got the mindset, but the type of men that I'm so used to dating is like the type of men that want to date me with the type of mindset I ain't even really attracted to. So it's like I gotta get used to being with people that I ain't used to being with. Period.
Yeah.
And I'm just being real.
You have a type, there's a delineation between your type and your attraction. You have been cultivated to have a type, but what you're attracted to, you have not made it your type yet.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? It's hard to actually gravitate towards. You feel what I'm saying? Same with dudes. Like, our types are women that ain't shit. Low key. I don't care. Like, now when we want to talk about that shit, like, I don't mean that that's what we go for as we're predators, and like, we're conditioned to have a type like that. It's a shell. Like, we're not even conditioned to even look at women that think. You feel me? She got a fat ass, 36, 24, 36, the dimensions, all of that. That's our type. But what we're attracted to, we don't even know how to be with. So we be thinking, yo, these chicks only want my money and all of this shit. Yes, motherfucker, because they ain't got no thought process. They can't create shit. You're not even attracted to women that can create shit.
And that's what we got to do. And that's the reality. And that's the reality.
And so when women are going to seek advice from men, they're not seeking advice from the men that are telling them, look, you have a mindset. You're trying to fuck with men who don't want women with mindsets. You're trying to fuck with men who don't give a fuck about if a woman can manifest and create some shit. I just don't want you to fuck up my money. That's it. Not multiply my money, not take my money not take my money, not necessarily take it in the sense of rob me or shit like that, but not take the provision, the protection and provision I'm providing for you and multiply that shit in your own fucking way.
Right.
They're not telling you that's the, you know what I mean? So that's what I was saying by, if the woman wants that six-figure high value, that six-figure man, right? Does she have six-figure manifestation?
Yeah, and please, six-figure is not high value, because them little ones that I know, they is not. Please,
you feel me,
ladies? Please, please aim higher. High value is seven figures, six-figure. These six figures, and if it is six-figure, high value is over 500,000. Or no, let's say over 200,000, because 100,000. These are still people that is in the hood trying to look good. Please.
Feel me? And at that, and that's where, the higher up that is, it's like, where's it going to happen? Where's it going to happen? Because at that point, like they were saying, men just want the shell. We don't give a fuck about what you think. I don't give a fuck if you can create some shit. Who cares? Look good on my arm. Don't feel good on my soul. Because if you feel good on my soul, now I create shit with you.
Well, all I'm gonna tell the ladies is set their standards, because guess what? If you don't give up none, let them go to the men like they doing, like some of them doing on the low. Okay. But the real men want the real women, plain and simple. And if we don't give it up, guess what? They gonna act right and step to your level.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Like the men are always gonna follow what the hell women do, and that's where the collective happens. So now it's like, I'm not saying y'all gotta do this, but y'all gotta, y'all homegirls, the homegirls in the clique, their sister circles, gotta start elevating each other, because it's motherfuckers that are succumbing to the shit. They're like, oh, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna go get my shit done, blah 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 blah, and I'm not gonna have a mindset. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I feel like hot girl summer should be for hot girls.
Giving it up. I know that it feels good. I know. Trust me, I let it dick. It feels good. It feels great. But you gotta look, No, if it's not just if they keep going below your standard, like no, like ladies, we gotta raise our standards. Like stop giving it up. And I'm telling you, they just going to fall. They going to follow suit. It's just
Yes.
law.
Talk that shit. Like for real though. That's real shit. I say it all the time. Look, whatever standard women set, whatever they elevate to, we gonna rise to it. We gonna be what we need to be. Now, again, it gets back into you got to deal with the suckers who can't keep up or whatever the case may be like that. It's like
Thank you.
image shit. That image shit is what's hardest to get over. Where women have to get through the image of the men have to get through the mindset of the women. You feel me? And we have to make those two things the surface shit that is on Front Street that is presented. You feel what I mean? We can't be in a space where we're like, you know, I want that in the back of my mind and I'm going to settle for who I don't like. Nah, motherfuckers rise to the occasion.
Right. And
you feel me?
I don't have nothing else to say after that because it's like, I appreciate you saying that because it's like anytime I talk to men, like it could be like one of my little dusty old exes, they agree with me. It's not like men don't agree with us. That I'm trying to get the women to see like men want you to have standards. Like y'all the ones making it like y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like men be wanting women to have standards, like because they got sisters and moms. Like men follow me because they have daughters. They like men have told me. I done told my private Facebook group all happy and excited about the times that where I done had interactions with men and they, you know, they praise what I'm doing and stuff like that. Like I'm telling them is men out here want you to have standards because they got moms and sisters and daughters. Like you think they just because they might be doing women a certain way, they don't want their sisters in them to get done that way. So come on now.
Yeah. And what you saying that now ties into, I think we can, you know, put the icing on the cake with this final point here. Men need to check men, and we need to stop putting everything on women to make our situation better as far as relationships go. You know, this is one of the reasons why when I mentioned when you were talking about how women create the entire circumstance and things of that nature and stuff, that's why it was a double-edged sword. That's why I kept asking that question, because now we lead into this point here where men will allow it to be women are the ones who have to fix this issue. Nah, the reason our women can't find good men is because we're not being good men and we're not holding our brothers accountable to higher standards to say, hey, look, bro, get your shit together. You feel me? Or if you're not getting your shit together, I can't fuck with you, bro. Like, I got to let you go because you're not in the space to be in the same mental pocket I'm in. You feel me? We're not doing that. You got motherfuckers like Steve Harvey. You got motherfuckers like Derek Jackson saying, ladies, it's the men that's doing this. Know how to dodge every man. Like, y'all are going to be single for the rest of your fucking lives if you keep taking advice from these motherfuckers, because they're not telling men, yo, we need to be better. They're just telling women, avoid all of the men that are still in the same mental space that we were in when we were 17 years old, and don't fuck with them. None of us will elevate because we don't have to.
Preach, brother Scene. Okay.
You feel me?
Yes.
They're not checking each other. They're not saying, hey, look, bro, we off our shit. You feel me? Our women ain't happy. Well, fuck that. Let me go over. No, it's not about going somewhere else. It's about fixing what the fuck is wrong with us. We should not be this carnal. We should not be this lust driven. We should not be stuck in these mentalities that we're in. When you motherfuckers is you know the shit's fucked up when motherfuckers is looking at Future as a model citizen with 8 baby mamas and shit. He ain't in none of their lives, and they shit on Russell Wilson for actually taking on a child that wasn't his and creating another one and keeping a solid family together. We got a fucked up mentality. Mm-hmm. We got a fucked up mentality. You feel me? And this is the shit that we have to stop. We can no longer say, women, y'all fix it. Y'all got it. Now, this is us. This is our shit. Women can't fight. And then it's like, we'll say shit like, oh, you need to choose better men. We know it ain't no better men, bro. We know we ain't. We know on a collective we ain't shit. And the reason why that it is because we want as men to be the only motherfuckers. If I'm the only good motherfucker, I'm not. You feel me? All the women are mine. That's still carnal thinking. It's lower vibrational thinking and shit. But it's like all the women gonna be looking for me because I'm the one giving the game. It's like, yo, I said it in one of my last podcasts. I said polygamy is for the carnal. Monogamy is for the divine. It takes a different level of elevation to be with one person. Mm-hmm. Anybody can be with multiple. You feel what I'm saying? You reach a point where you're like, yo, bro, I want enough dudes to be where I'm at, so I don't have to deal with this many women. It's not, you feel me? Like that shouldn't be the mentality. But what we operate from the male's perspective, is that we now want to be that nigga. You feel me? All of these dudes, like I said, they will not have healthy conversations with each other. It's either going to be a debate where they shitting on each other, like Dr. Umar and Kevin Samuels. Now they going at it and shit, but nobody's actually sitting down. Nobody's creating anything, any pockets to say, men, let's get better. They're not doing it. They're saying men stay the same. Women, this is just who we are. Now y'all need to pick from the slim pickings. And it's like, when you are in that space, if you're the one and you're the anomaly and you're the dude, fuck, all the women want you. There is no like, you that dude. And now do you let that go to your head? Because that's what happens. I'm the motherfucking number one. So now you got all of these dudes trying to emulate that reality, and they still ain't shit. We need to start with the core at the essence and elevate each other. None of the dudes want to set that standard, but they want to create a whole realm. Ladies, come talk to me about why you ain't doing good with men. Mm-hmm. And you asking for advice on men. You're asking men for advice who won't address men on the shit that they got going on. They're just letting you know men are just this way. There's no changing them. Did you change as a man? Yeah, but I'm different. Wait, so you grew up in the same cultural structure, same societal setup, and you were able to elevate, and you don't know the game on how to teach somebody else to do it? Well, I know the game, but they ain't gonna listen. No, you don't want them to listen because it takes the light away from you when they do. You feel me?
Right. That, or don't want to seem like the responsible one. I noticed that with men, they don't want to look like the responsible one. Mm-hmm. They want to look like the player, the smooth one. It's like, we need more response. Like no one's being responsible. Black guys, like, who's going to be responsible?
That's the simp. That's like, we have literally made this shit a problem early on in life. So early on in life that it's like, when you actually start, yo man, oh, you a simp. Bro, I'm a simp because I actually like women. Because I'm actually telling y'all to stop doing them dirty. Like, if we really want to operate from the perspective of bros before hoes, we really would not do women wrong for real. You feel me? If you gonna say, okay, I got to put my bros before these hoes, then I'm not gonna do these hoes wrong because they gonna fuck with my bros.
And some men just don't want to do right because they know that their mom ain't never chose right. Mm-hmm. Their mom ain't never chose right. They know their mom deserved better and they ain't see her do better, so it hurt them. I don't hurt feelings in conversations. Like, yeah, your mom didn't choose better. I know your mom. She didn't choose nothing. That's why you want to be like that. That's not fair. You can't carry your mom burden. She didn't feel like that. So you shouldn't put that on the next person, because then you end up putting that on your daughter. And I see it as a cycle. And it is so bad. Like, I see a dude with a daughter in a way, I'd be like, you is putting that karma on your daughter. And then you just gonna feel so sad for your daughter. Like, you can't feel sad for your mom and your daughter. You got to be the better person.
Yeah, that's the change starts with the man in the mirror. Like, it's when you see the cycle and you know you a part of it, you got to break it. It's that simple.
Right.
Shameless plug. This is why I wrote So Frail 1 and So Frail 2 and why So Frail 3 is coming. And to the audience on my page, I know I said I wasn't dropping another episode until So Frail 3 was done, but this was important and this was needed, so we had to drop it. But, and off the other side of that, we also have So Frail Conversations that drop every Friday. But I'm on a break right now, but the So Frail Conversations still there. But those conversations, those books, that is, okay, here's the problem, my dudes. Like, we have issues that we have to deal with. Being emotionally unavailable, being, it's so many different layers to the shit that has made us men that we think is normal, and it's not. This shit ain't normal. It's fucking insane. It's crazy. If you actually put down on paper, take all of the cultural shit off of it, and you listen to how a man is truly defined, that it's stupid as fuck. That's not a man at all. That's a shell of a person. Everything is based off of, everything is based off of this carnal image. You feel what I'm saying? we don't know how to tap into our essence. And because we don't know how to tap into our essence, it also ties into us not being who we are or who we're supposed to be. So yeah, when you are not tapped in, being a protector and a provider is fucking hard. It's like, oh, I don't want to do this because these women don't deserve. Like, no, when you are naturally tapped into your essence, you do it by default. Nobody has to tell you to do the shit. It's an innate thing that sticks within you that says, I got to do this shit. If you don't have that innate drive to do that shit, something's fucked up. Something's naturally fucked up. We naturally assume the role. Since kids, you feel me? If you seen something, like, you just naturally step up as a means to fight, as a means to protect. And we do that on all levels. But when we lose that shit, something's wrong. And we can't just address it and say, well, ladies, just learn how to think like us. You see what the fuck that got us? Now it's two masculine motherfuckers that can't get along.
And don't forget to take a moment to go get your exclusive merchandise from Just Scenes merch. At Just Scenes, each piece is specifically crafted with positive imagery and symbolism. From the titles and designs to the descriptions, each style gives you something to feel great about. With everything from hoodies and tees to coffee mugs and tote bags, we have something for the entire family. So be sure to get yours today. Find us on Instagram at Just Scenes merch and get your merchandise right now.
You feel me?
Yeah. And there we have it. And so now, do you for your books, you have hard copies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to send those to my son.
Yeah, you can get all of them on the link in my bio on my Instagram page. Just the So Frail series. Like, that's what that is.
Okay.
Yeah. But now this ties in, and we can bring it all full circle, how women end up seeking advice from damaging men. That's why these men are giving you this advice. They can't give advice to men. They're scared to. They're afraid to. It's going to be argumentative. Like, if you watch how the Kevin Samuels, Dr. Umar thing, they are not addressing each other. They're addressing other people talking about each other. That's catty argumentative shit. That's the shit that I was talking about in So For Real too. Like, I'm not going to address you. I'm going to throw shots. I'm going to argue and do this. Like, I'm not going to say, hey, look, bro, I got a platform. You got a platform, and we know men need to be. No, all we're going to do is keep hyping up the women.
I haven't seen
hyping up the women. Say again?
I haven't seen that. I'm gonna check that out.
Which one?
Kevin Samuels and Dr. Umar.
Yeah, they've been going back and forth.
Wow.
They've been making videos. It's weird, but they won't speak to each other. Why? Because they know it's going to be an argument. You know, it's like they'll throw insults. Dr. Umar calling him a beta male. Fucking Kevin Samuels calling him the Hotep Shea Butter dude. Like, it's like, yo, bro, we all have women listening to us right now. And all they're seeing is two catty argumentative men going back and forth. That's toxic feminine energy. That ain't nothing masculine about that shit. We think because we're being on some, you know, I'm gonna talk and I'm gonna address this man. You're not addressing him to his face. You're not having a sit down where we're saying, hey, look, bro, this is the agreement. This is the disagreement. Now we have to find a consensus where we can build, because everything is about, let's cater to the women. Let's make sure the women have men that they can look to. Not fucking, let's make sure. Go ahead.
Chasing money.
Yeah. That's all it is. It's like, yo, our women will have better men to choose from if we set better standards, bro. It's that simple. It's that simple. You feel me? The reason why women love hood, they love, what was it? MC Light. She got that song Roughneck. You know why women like roughnecks? Because they like hood dudes. Why did they like hood dudes? Because that was the mark of the masculinity. That's what they thought was the masculine essence. You feel me? And what do? We created as men.
That's who we felt as though could protect
you.
Like that. You know, that's just natural. Not saying we wanted him to do all those rude and things that the media try to say. We just wanted the masculine man.
Exactly. And he just so happened to have that image. But what do we do though? The thing is, we embody that. We started to focus on that. Whatever women said they wanted, we became that. You feel what I'm saying? But now it's at the point where it's like,
no, now the media is giving us images. We didn't say we want that, because we don't want them tight. The media is giving we don't want tight jeans, men.
Yeah, like that's a whole. That's a whole different era. Like, yo,
we do not want your pants set. We don't want that. Like the media
now,
is doing that.
I will say that part. Now, the imagery that has been set up, this now goes into what I was saying though. Like what I was about to say, like the imagery that they have set up creates what we think the man is. Like that whole roughneck aspect wasn't, like you say, it wasn't what he was, wearing. It was the essence that he was exuding. It's always been the essence that has been shown because it's been the call for being protected, being in a space where they feel protected. You feel what I'm saying? So now what we see that women want is like, we have the capacity to create that. But we'd rather create men that, okay, fuck these bitches, get money. Fuck these hoes, money over this, all of that. See all of these women as hoes, the video hoes, all of that. Like, see all of them like this and then put your money over them and then don't fuck with them. Only see them as objects. We create that aspect of the man. We, men, create that because we cycle it down to our younger homies, to our little homies. You feel me? Fuck these bitches. They ain't shit, man. Just get you some pussy and keep it moving. Nobody's teaching anything else because the men cannot address men because there's little boys on the inside that have just gotten old who don't know how to speak to another man, who don't know how to speak to another masculine essence. That's hard. That's hard because now it's like, okay, what is the man being created into right now? He ain't a protector and a provider. Now he's a motherfucker who wants to go half. You feel me?
Right. Right.
You can't go half on no shit like that. You got to make, if there's no, this, like, if I know that I had the value for this woman, if I know that I really care for this woman, I'm going to create the environment for her to be safe. It's like she's a flower. I'm going to plant her ass. She's the earth.
Thank you for saying that. And I want women to hear what you're saying, because that means if he's not willing to do that, he don't feel like that about you.
You feel me? Like, this is basic logic. But what they have is they're going to men telling them that, oh, you're going to get a high value man that you got to keep all of this shit up. Nah, yo, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. That's one of the first things we lose as men, as boys growing up. The ability to see beauty for ourselves. Literally. Because then we start seeking approval for our homies. Yo, do my girl look good? Nigga, that's your girl. I ain't got shit to do with that. Do you feel like she look good? Do you feel like she, you know what I mean? When I was young, I used to have a homeboy. He used to always ask me that. He'll get a girlfriend like, yo, she straight, yo. I ain't fucking her. You tell me, bro. Like, it don't matter to me. But it was for the approval of men. We started to get into that point where, okay, if these guys say my girlfriend is ugly, I really like her. I dig her. You feel me? But they say she ugly, I can't fuck with her. Or they say I shouldn't fuck with her. Nah. And then sometimes they'll say that shit to backtrack. It's the whole misogyny is a whole competition between men. Motherfuckers don't even get that shit. That's a tie to misogyny. That's why women become hated for the shit, because men started a competition where it's all about the woman. Yo, I got this woman, she does. Like, it starts to lose its essence. And you start to, as men, we start to lose our connection to the women. So now they're telling you to think like men that don't like women. You wonder why women's friendships are fucking up, because y'all thinking like motherfuckers who don't like y'all.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's a whole different dynamic to the shit, but the men have to be the ones to talk to the men. It's fruitless to sit there and talk to women and say, hey, look, I know why you ain't got a good man. I know why you can't find a man that's for you. I know why you struggling in relationships, because you ain't shit, because you don't hit the gym when you're supposed to. You don't do this. If a woman is in a space where she is fucking secure, hear me well, my brothers and my sisters too, because I know y'all fuck with it anyway. But when a woman is in a space where she's protected for, provided for, and she has security, you won't have to worry about her letting herself go. Simple as that. But if that's what you want, you got to create the world for that shit. Simple. Simple. The man builds the house. The woman builds the motherfucking home.
Right. Yep. One's physical, one's mental.
Feel me? It's that simple.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to finalize and do the final outro. Touch upon any last points. I feel like this was good, but I'm gonna do a quick countdown.
You had me hyped up.
I could tell. I was like, yo, I'm not trying to go there. I'm just trying to, listen.
I be getting passionate when I be talking about women.
I feel you. I'm not. I can't even knock it. I can't even knock it in any way, shape, or form because it's what we got to deal with. It's what we got to deal with. The narrative has to change because it's like we can no longer continue on the route that we're doing. Like and this was the tricky thing that I was, like I felt when it turned, because when I was like, yo, what do women do in relationships? Like, and I was asking that question solely because it's like when we experience it like that, we make everything on the woman. We make it seem like the woman is responsible for everything. If the relationship doesn't work, if the relationship works, if the relationship has its highs, when the relationship has its lows, like when Derrick Jackson cheated on his wife, they was like, oh, look at her sitting up there not dressed. Like that has nothing to do with his dick. Like he chose to do the shit. It's not how she looked. It's not how she presented herself. Like, oh, I see why he cheated. You feel what I'm saying? Everything ties back to the responsibility of the women, and it's a scapegoat.
Right.
And as men, we hit that Homer Simpson meme. We just walk into the grass, and, the bushes and shit. Like, they ain't talking about us. Yeah, we fucked up.
The women jump right on the bandwagon with it. The women be the first ones jumping on the bandwagon. That's the thing. Like, we too quick to, we like so motherly. Like, stop being motherly. Like, stop being motherly. Like, women are naturally motherly. So they'll attack a man and they'll attack their women, and they just trying to mother him. Like, because they want, you know what I'm saying? Stop trying to mother. Like, that's the thing. Stop trying to be always in that mother energy. And it's just because the Black woman, naturally, we just automatically, as soon as we born, we just automatically, even if a Black woman never had children, they automatically got to be in that mother energy because of society. So it's like, we got to stop doing that when it comes to men. We do that out, not even only in relationship. We just do that to men. They'll look out for a guy before a woman. Stop it.
Hey, bros before hoes. Like, this shit is programmed. Like, we're not supposed to fuck with y'all. We supposed to only use y'all for procreation. Like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, we gotta hit that on the head. Like, y'all can take all the advice from men you want to until the men have collectively, we decided we need to shift the paradigm. Y'all gonna be single. Y'all gonna deal with motherfuckers that's gonna leave you hanging. Y'all gonna deal with motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about you, because we're not changing the men. We're just telling you how to avoid the men that we ain't trying to change. At some point, there ain't gonna be no men for y'all to fuck with. There's already not men that y'all can't, like, now y'all are gonna be settling because we don't have to elevate. We don't have to, because we can just, okay, look, man, let me go get me a pick-me. Let me go get me a little plaything.
We ain't doing it. It's the golden era. It's the golden era. It's the golden era. Rise of our energy. Don't let them lock it down. They trying to lock it down. Don't let them lock it down. It's the ball is now in our court. Ladies, we got this.
Yeah.
Standards.
You do.
Standards. Golden standards. Period. Just have your standards. Stick to them. Listen. Work on yourself. And look. Be focused out here. I'm telling you. And I ain't talking about focus looking out for being motherly. Nah, mother your manifestations. Is May mother the manifestations.
Triple M's. It's May manage your manifestations. Nah, I fucks with. And my brothers, man, look, yo, stop giving women advice and just start talking to men, bro. I get it. Now, if the women come to you advice about why men do X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 cool. But give them advice that pertains to the men. Don't give them advice and shit that, like, on one hand is turning them to narcissists, because you have the motherfuckers, women, there's nothing wrong with y'all. Like when we talked about some of the women have the mindset, some don't. The ones that don't have the mindset are listening to the men that's telling them nothing's wrong with them. So they think like, yo, they just get into a relationship. It's like, yo, what are you here for? Like, that's where you get the dudes that ask, like, yo, what do you bring to the table? Because their mindset is just, I am the table. They told me, all of the men told me nothing's wrong with me, is y'all. Y'all are just doing too much. And y'all like, no, I have an investment that I have to maintain as a protector and a provider. You're not just going to come up in my shit lounging. You feel me? Simple. That's the one side. Like I said, it's one side is turning women into arrogant narcissists. Like, they're like, I'm good. It's these men that are like, there are a group of men, but sometimes you're coming into a space with a man who's not even in that mentality, and you're going to still fuck it up for the same reason. And then the other half, you have those men that are breaking the women down. You feel me? oh, what man gonna want you? You this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you ain't gonna do it. Like, damn, bro, like, can't you just tell her, like, bro, okay, if this is the position that you in and this is the type of man that you want, the type of man that you need, you have to start to do certain things within yourself. That man is gonna come, and you have to allow him to create the world for you that can give you what you want for him to do for you. You feel what I'm saying? You can't just come in as on some, okay, I want this type of man, but I don't want to change shit about myself for it. If you don't want that man, then just the idea of him. Accept that. Because if you really wanted that, like you said, you're going to manifest the shit. Part of manifestation is that you got to work for some shit. It doesn't just fall out of the sky into your lap. You got to have a reason to keep it. That's why I asked that question. You feel me?
Right.
How are women going to keep their manifestations? Right. I get it. I'm all for it. Keep that shit. But there's like, get it to come. But there's ways in which you got to keep it. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? For a man to keep a woman, he has to provide and protect, and he has to have security. For a woman to keep a man, she has to be able to nurture, sustain, and multiply whatever the fuck he's securing.
Yes, not him. Not him, the essence.
You feel me? Talk that shit.
For real.
Yeah, I think this was a good one. I think we had a goodie on this one.
I enjoyed this.
Yeah, I did too. Any last thoughts, comments, concerns, where they can find you at? The floor is yours now.
I could be found in my private Facebook group, Crohn's, CRONEZ, and I have a page as well, Crohn's. Also Instagram @_Crohn's, and I have Twitter, Crohn's6. And if anyone has any questions or concerns, I can be reached at the number 4crohns@gmail.com. And my podcast, the Crohn's Way podcast, is out on all major platforms. So check me out.
All right, cool. And y'all know how it go. Y'all can find me on Instagram _scene_. Click the link in the bio to check out all things that are just seen. Visit my website, IamJustSeen.com. And that's about it. Podcast, the Just Seen podcast, books, merch, everything is on my website. As always, go kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And I'll see y'all all in the next one. And to my side, to my podcasters, I'm really going back on a break again, but this one needed to be said. And I feel like this was a dope conversation, but this is technically not season 6. This is the impromptu, but y'all know how we rock. Make sure your kids eat their vegetables, kiss your babies, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. You out.